Good morning, photo. So in this video, I'm just gonna go over my feedback for um, the Life Imitates Art. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen right away and save you the horror of looking at my hair right now. Okay. So far for Life Imitates Art, let's just check in about that one. I have gotten a few submissions and I just want to go through a couple of points of clarification and then do my feedback. So we're going to go to modules, Life Imitates Art, and then I'm going to go to Speed Grader. And okay, so in this one, we have Edvard Munch, The Scream, and this is submitted by Joanna. So this is a pretty easy one to do because compositionally, basically anytime you have somebody just doing that, that's going to make the connection really quickly to the scream. So you don't have to really go out of your way to, compositionally, which means arranging your space to get the viewer to think about the scream. But another thing that's really important in this painting is the colors and the really expressive use of color. And actually, Edvard Munch was trying to create this very strong sense of anxiety that was going on at the time that he painted this. In the economy was very unstable, and you can see like the landscape, an area that you would think of as being very strong and firm, is totally organic and flowing and very unstable. So again, this sense of instability. And then you're not sure, these people in the background, are they coming towards him? Are they walking away from him? The sense of like impending doom almost. So yeah, this was actually a lot about the economic depression and instability that was going on in his country at the time. So let's jump to her photo. Okay, so great use of the bridge. I would say the fact that she had this space accessible to her is a huge advantage for doing the scream, and I can totally understand why that was the painting that she chose. A couple fixes, I would say you have too much backlight in this situation. So what's happening is that she's getting washed out in darkness because the backlight is so overpowering. So if you have the ability to use a fill light in front, go ahead and put that in the front. And then I would move Joanna over here to where the first pillar is, because if you look at the painting, there's a lot of backspace and he's on sort of that front pillar, very rule of thirds. And then in this situation, you can see she's just kind of too much in the center. And then I would also maybe put her in red and orange, because that red and orange, very vibrant colors, is very much connected to the heart of this painting, is those bold, like blood red colors, like over exaggerated colors. She could also paint her face like skeleton. But those would be the couple of things that I would say. And then I would say, you know, if she has, you don't necessarily have to use a person, but something black right here, like even two rocks would work in place of people. So right now this one is working really well, but those are just some of the quick changes I would make. So we are, after this assignment, moving on to continuous natural light. I'm really excited to share with you guys some of those things, but we're not quite at the place that we're ready yet. This is Diego's. He actually chose to recreate a photograph, and that's the first one. You can see like framing, room to move, and then this is his interpretation. So really nice here, and he's using the pen, I think, in the place of a cigarette. Looking out the window, you can see the emphasis on just longing to be outside. I think that this one has a lot of heart and emotion to it, and it's also very much connected to what's going on today. So a couple of changes. I would say make sure that he can get some of these highlights on the face, that his face is actually interacting with the natural light that's coming in from the window. As you can see in this one, it's a lot more mid-tones and gray. So if you think about like the histogram of the black blacks to the white whites and having everything in between, you can see there's a lot of very white highlights over here and nothing on his face. But if you look at the original photograph, the brightest areas in this photograph are actually on his face. So that one's might not be the easiest fix, but that is something that's really important to work on in this photo. And how he could do that is you can put either your phone or a flashlight up here on top of the windowsill and have it like literally shining on his face. If you have this really overcast day and you don't have a lot of natural light coming in, because you can see this is very diffused light situation, right? The sky is very diffused, which means there's no one direct source of light. It's all kind of being diffused and scattered evenly via the clouds. And in this light situation, you can see there's a direct sunlight coming right into his face. So it's two different kinds of natural light. And it's great actually that we're talking about this, because that is something that we're going to be dealing with in our next project. So that's the other fix. So please keep working on this project. It's very fun and interesting project. Last one, Mark's is so funny. So this is, you can tell right away that this is American Gothic. And I'm going to have to rotate this. Okay, so this is not the original American Gothic painting. This is like a parody. A parody is basically what you guys are doing too, which is an interpretation of an original work of art. And a lot of times it has some humor to it. So this one, you can see Grant Wood's taking a selfie here. But the original painting is American Gothic by Grant Wood, and it's just them two standing side by side. It was in the examples. And then here he chose to create it with his Minecraft guys. Oh, I can't remember what this guy's name is. Steve. My son loves Minecraft. He got some Minecraft socks for Easter. So if you rotate it, you can see, I have to turn my head to the side. But this is very creative. Again, the image quality is limited because of the iPad, but I think compositionally and just the idea-wise, it's very strong. Maybe work on the house a little bit. You know, remember one of those really important things about the painting was the use of squares and triangles and pitchforks at like 3. So you can see there's a pitchfork here, but maybe putting one up here in the window, because I don't know if it's going to have it. Yeah. So this right here, when you look at the roof, this was a really important part of the painting. Okay, so that's all. I'm not going to get, too much. Lucy. Yes. Okay, so this was the Matisse or the Cezanne. Yeah, Cezanne. Still life. So good job with that. I would see if you could cover the whole table. So that's all I'm going to say today. And just, keep working on this. Don't give up on it. And when you get my feedback, make your changes. And everyone who hasn't submitted, this one is due Friday. I just want to check in and remind you about your grades, even though the work that you're doing is not going to be adversely impacted, meaning like your grade's not going to go down. Your grade can go up. So the work that you do counts and matters, and this is a very good opportunity to learn more and to grow as a photographer. And don't feel like what you do isn't going to count. It absolutely will. And just keep working on it. Stay engaged, guys. Okay? I hope to see everyone. Stay safe.